Sometimes I think about how a lot of Black Americans can low-key be colonizers. You know how a lot of Americans like to be in the spotlight? They always want to be at the center of the story. A lot of Black Americans are actually like that when it comes to African stories. They're not interested in Africa unless they're at the center of it. Good example is Woman King. There's also Black Panther, which had the backdrop of Africa, but they didn't even have a premiere event in at least 10 African countries. And no, don't tell me about the one or two African actors in these movies, because it's giving I have a Black friend. Also seen a couple of Black Americans traveling from America to African countries to have their hair done because it's cheap. It's giving cheap labor. Who else did that? There's also the passport bros who are like, oh my god, I should just go get a wife in Africa because they're easier to oppress and they don't have rights. Lately, there has been a huge number of Black Americans doing a lot of investments in African countries, especially real estate. But the problem is, they're coming and they want to change everything. They're like, yo, the architecture that you have in these African countries, not our vibe. We're just gonna bring that American aesthetic. You're just gentrifying a lot of African countries, but you don't care about that, right? As long as you get money in your pocket.
Hey guys, welcome again to the channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So in today's video, we're looking at this Kenyan lady who had come out to really drag Black Americans, like Black Americans. You know, when you actually feel that these people are your people until you meet people who has really experienced them or witnessed their attitude firsthand. Okay, as someone who has actually traveled around for a while, trust me, I will tell you for free that most times some Black Americans, some white people are even better than some Black Americans. Trust me, because of the way they act towards their fellow Black people. And it's quite how do I say it, heart-wrenching that somebody who has the same color as you have, somebody who, if you check it, this person actually comes from your own ancestral lineage, and you find out that this person is being sort of racist, to you, or acting in some kind of weird ways. It's really frustrating. Seriously, sometimes I get to think about it and I'm like, what is the difference between you and myself is the fact that you were born in a westernized world and while I was born in Africa. And some of these people also, have you ever heard Black Americans, they still feel the fact that the world owed them an apology, okay, for transporting their ancestors to the West, okay, to become slave and all of that, okay. And you should not be demanding this apology from your fellow Black people. And it's very embarrassing, when you witness racism from a Black person. It's really, really embarrassing and it's really frustrating. Some of them will go as far as telling you, do you know who I am? I've actually met a quite number of them, and trust me, some of them are of no good. I think sometimes I prefer to relate with the white than the really Black American people because of how they behave. So this lady is actually not saying anything bad. I think she's being real. It's only when you have witnessed these people, that's the only way you can understand her own point of view. Okay, now Black Americans are like our people. Some of them have done DNA and find that they are from like the western part of Africa. Like, in fact, most of them that I've seen are coming from Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, all of those West African countries. It's just few of them that you see coming from South Africa or even the eastern part of Africa. So I feel that during those colonization period, when our ancestors was being sold, I feel that most of the people that was being transported came actually from West Africa than any other part of Africa. Okay, but when these people come to Africa, they act as if they had the whole world at their beck and call, and forget the fact that you are in your motherland and you should feel free. So this lady talked about them trying to build their own houses and saying, no, you guys don't have the best architectural plan. Trust me, it's not bad for you to bring whatever thing that you have in your head or where you're coming from to Africa, but it's very important for you to respect the people that you have met in the country. And even when you're getting labor, Don't look at it as cheap labor. Add something to them, make them feel that, okay, let them enjoy the fact that you're coming from the West. Some of you just come to Africa and make people, get cheap labors and also humiliate them upon the fact that you're paying them very, very poorly. Some of you just insult them, and it's so bad. Okay, seeing some of these things from African Americans, I really feel somehow, because these people are our people. Okay, it doesn't matter if you are. Some people will say, no, I'm Black American, I'm American, I'm not African. My dear, go and check your DNA. You'll find that there is a touch of Africa in your blood. That Africa is flowing in your bloodstream. You can't take away Africa from an African man. Okay, you can just be the fact that you are Black American. Yes, you are born in America. Ancestors were part of those people that was transported to Europe or to America at some point, no doubt, but that doesn't mean that when you come to the motherland, you should treat Africans, people who have stayed in the country, in the continent, treat them like trash. No, it doesn't make sense. So let's go watch this second video and we come back and react.
How dare you, poor African? How dare you talk about me, an American? I'm just existing in my world, and you're there just talking about me. I am an American. I don't make any mistakes. If you find that anything that I do or say causes pain to you, I do not care, because you should be thanking me. You should be bowing for me. You should be worshipping my feet, because you are a poor African. I am an American. I vote in a government that is going to ensure that you remain a poor African. I vote in for leaders that call Africa an asshole country, and I come to social media and I remind you, you come from an asshole country. You are a poor African. How dare you talk about me? How dare you? I am an American. I am going to buy 100 pieces of fast fashion clothing. I'm going to wear ones because I know they're gonna end up in your backyard, in the landfills of your African country, because you're poor. I don't care about
guys,
how.
Trust me, this lady said a lot. I have to cut the video very short. It's about 7 minutes long, this particular one that she did. She really came for them. So she made the first video, which you guys have watched, and they came for her in the comment section. So she now came out like saying, oh, you guys, how dare you, this, that. Okay, so it's very, very bad, okay, for you to come to the African continent and you feel that everybody is poor, that richer people in Africa than you have in the West, okay. Some of you guys who come to exhibit your nonchalant attitude in Africa most times are not even richer than some of these people that you're trying to humiliate, okay, because trust me, some Africans are just very humble. Their humility have taught them that money is not everything, so they try as much as possible to maintain their stance and composure, and some of them wear some casual dresses and you feel that they don't have anything, okay, to account for, but they have a lot, even more than you, who is coming from the West. So I think we should all just be humble and learn to tolerate each other, learn to live as one. As someone who is migrating back to Africa, to your motherland, it's very important for you to learn to live with your own people and not make them feel like they are inferior or they are smaller than you. No, don't do that. Don't do that in Africa. You will get what you deserve at the end if you keep doing like that and keep acting like you're superior than everybody who is around you because they are in Africa, they grew up in Africa, and you happen to travel to the West, okay? You won't like it. So please and please try as much as possible to accommodate other people, live with one another, and be happy that you are in motherland so that you can enjoy your stay as well. Even when you meet them in the West, okay, please live together. We are all one, and let's learn to love one another. Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. If you're someone who had actually encountered the whole Black American racism, have you encountered it? Let us know in the comment section. And do you accept or take like, do you accept what the lady have really said? Do you agree with what she has said? Also let me know in the comment section, and if you have any input, drop them in the comment section as well. Thank you so much guys for watching, and see you guys on my next video. So for now, bye guys.